Hi everyone, this is lesson 8.6, and again, your learning target is very simple. I can multiply fractions. So tonight what we're going to look at, or today, or whenever you're watching, what we're going to look at is actually drawing a picture of what we see or what the fractions are. So the first fraction is a half. So if I draw using blue or whatever color you have, I cut the rectangle in half. And now what it's asking me to do is cut the rectangle in half going the other direction. So when I cut that in half going the other direction, I went from having 2 pieces to now I have 4 pieces. So what they're saying, 1/2 of 1/2, I have half right here, and then I have half right here, and I only have one box that has both red and green colored, so I have one of the 4. Again, in case you're confused. So I'm first going to break the rectangle into 3 groups. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to shade in 2 of those because my numerator is 2. So I colored in 2 of my 3. Then it talks about a half. So I'm going to go the opposite direction, and I'm going to draw this rectangle. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to color half of that rectangle in. Now when I look what I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And of those 6 pieces, I only have 2 boxes that have both red coloring and black coloring. So I would have 2/6. Let's do another one. I'm going to break it first into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to color 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go over those with black just so you guys can maybe keep track of it a little bit better. There. Okay. And then the next one wants me to also break it down into fourths. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it wants me to color 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. And when I look now, the only ones that have both green or yellow and red are these 9 out of 16. And what I need you guys to notice is that all I was doing is taking the first fraction and I'm multiplying straight across by the second fraction. We can call that a times b, or numerator times numerator, and c times d, or denominator times denominator. They're just letting you know they're taking the 2 top numbers multiplied across, or the numerators multiplied by each other, and the 2 bottom numbers, also known as the denominators, multiplied by each other. So when we look at it in this way, all they're saying is 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 5 is 15. Done. 3 times 2 equals 6. 4 times 5 is 20. And now I don't want you to think about simplest form right now because I'm trying to multiply. But what I do need you to notice is that I'm going from thirds and fifths, and all of a sudden now I'm looking into 15ths. So what that means is I'm taking thirds and fifths, larger pieces, and I'm just having to break those down into smaller chunks. So basically I go from cutting my candy bar in half to now I might be cutting it into eighths. So your homework tonight is first you're going to draw a picture and you're going to solve 2/3 of 3/4. So remember, the first fraction, draw your lines going horizontally, and your second fraction, draw your lines going vertically, and shade in how many pieces you have to use. So for the first one, you're going to break it into 3 parts, and then you're going to color 2 of those. And then the second fraction, you're going to break it 4 parts and color 3 of them. And then look at how many boxes have both ways of shading or colors or whatever you decide to do. For 2 and 3, you're simply multiplying across and bringing this to school. All right, super simple. Multiplying fractions is probably the easiest thing to do with fractions when you're first getting started with multiplying. So if you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, get your homework done and turn it in.